will pick up. Which one? That one?
Hi, everybody.
Hey everyone, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. I'm minding my own business here, watching the intro still go off because I have a delay. So I didn't even realize we were starting.
Well, I try to let you know these things.
And no, it's not happy hour, even though our thing says so.
I've already addressed that.
In the chat, I'm just verbally addressing it. No slight intended, and hello, Sunny.
Hi, everyone.
And I just want to say before the show, both Sunny and Sassy were napping with me upstairs, and I was thinking to myself that maybe he wouldn't come down here. But guess again. And also, I see Sassy's down here, too.
Where's the cough drops?
They're on the table they've been at over there.
That's the loser bag that only has one in it.
That's all that we have left. So I hope everybody's has happy Lammas, Lugnasad, harvest. Gina will not be with us today because she has abandoned us for a winery visit. She's at a vineyard. What a perfect place to be on the beginning of harvest season. Good for Gina.
Well, I didn't know how to address that, Kellyo.
Yeah.
When I go live, I'm supposed to edit certain screens, and I just overlooked that one. I edited some of the information there, like the date.
I like that, though, the unhappy hour. Let's hope it's not. Let's hope it's not an unhappy 2 hours. We love to get nothing but happy messages, but, sometimes we can't. The cards kind of rule here. So anyway, we're winding down the dog days of summer now that it's coming to August. So, and it varies from place to place what they consider. I think usually in the States it's the first week of August. So in honor of that, for the collective today, I'm using the Divine Dog Wisdom cards, which I've been using for dog messages actually on Saturdays on Twitter and Facebook. But let's see what wisdom we can glean for ourselves from the Divine Dog Wisdom cards. All right. Well, and once again, happy birthday to KC, who just celebrated a birthday. We sent off a birthday wish spread to him so that, because we know how busy we get on Sundays. Hey, Merwin. So
Hi,
we
Merwin.
did his reading on the side, on the sly. And I can see you enjoyed it. I did read your email response, KC. So glad to hear you enjoyed that.
Sunman, I wear a beret or beanie from time to time. He's acting so curious, but he's sniffing at it, looking at it. Now he's going to say.
Well, I have to ask, where's that beanie been? He thinks it's been somewhere interesting.
Oh, you're going to hate saying that. Scorpio gets back.
I know. I do know. What do you got for us?
Vulnerability, the strength
to
look
at that
show
poor vulnerable
yourself.
Little doggy there.
That's what I just did, right? With my stinky hat or whatever you're inferring.
Oh, thank you, Mama T. Let's find vulnerability. Here it is. The strength to show yourself. What it means if you fetch this card today. If you fetch this card, it means you're either already feeling vulnerable and licking wounds or needing to explore vulnerability. An asset for accessing more abundant energy and better relations. Though vulnerability has been thought to be the opposite of strength, vulnerability itself can be strength when you decide to make yourself more genuinely available to those in your pack who care about you and your well-being. Letting them know how you're feeling and what you might be needing empowers them to give what they can and want to give you. This allows them to fulfill their need to give and serve. Sometimes protection is necessary when one is being attacked or violently confronted in some way. Yet over self-protection can make one lonely. It can take a lot of energy to maintain bravado when you're not really confident or courageous but feel the need to put on that mask. Bullies and bad dogs snap or strike out to hide their own vulnerability or fear of being attacked. For that reason, often their bark is worse than their bite. When you don't try to hide your emotions or what some might regard as your weaknesses, you let others know that they too don't need to hide. They can be real, and that can generate less defensiveness in a conversation or interaction and more goodwill for all to lap up. I wanted to see one thing here. I'm going to let this part go, but I'm going to read another bone to chew on. Identify where in your life more vulnerability might bring you closer to someone you've wanted a better connection with. Tell them some secrets about yourself and ask if they'd like to share any. With your loved ones and others, spend more time telling them what you appreciate and love about them rather than criticizing them. Criticism can be a defense against vulnerability and connection. Once you stop it, you'll allow more space to be filled with love. So vulnerability can be an asset as well as, a liability. Interesting card, Mr. O.
Yes, it was a little long-winded.
Oh, it was a little long-winded.
It was.
Okay, Sidelli, I'll write that down in case you can't stick with us. I'll get you on the list. Good to see you.
Okay, so I have several decks with me as usual. I have the Mermaid's Tarot.
Okay.
And that's the Two of Swords. No, I'm sorry. I think that's the Two of Wands.
What?
Oh God, it's one of those decks where we don't know the wands from the
Wait,
swords.
let me see. What do you have there?
You tell me, dear.
Oh, it's the Nine of Swords. It says 9 at the top.
Oh, well, I guess I thought it was 2. Obi's really losing it lately. I keep telling her. She doesn't want to believe me. Okay, I think pretty sure this one is the Four of Swords from the Tarot of the Ages deck. She's watching me like a hawk. And from the Nefertari, I have the Eight of Wands. Do you concur?
I agree conclusively,
Banshee, do you
Mr.
concur?
O.
Fine. So what was that one? Was that a wand or a spear?
Oh, Lord.
It was a sword,
So
not a spear.
my deck is the Mermaid's Tarot of mine, the Hermit in that deck. I like this card.
I was first.
What? You
With a
weren't
mermaid.
done?
With a mermaid.
Well, so.
I just want you to know that I was first with the mermaid.
I was actually first because I gave you that deck.
Okay. The Hermit.
Almost put up the wrong finger there.
Hermit looks more like an octopus than a mermaid.
It does. Sea creatures, they just show up in the mermaid decks.
All right.
I'm just sticking with that. And then we have the Dog Tarot, the Dog Magic Tarot. Is that right? Yeah. And this is the Devil in that deck, the Trickster. He says maybe you're wearing your beret too tightly. He doesn't take things personally. Be careful, Casey. Scorpio.
We take notes.
And we have the World. The World is upright in the Fairies Tarot, the Mystic Fairy Tarot. And finally, and these dog decks, it's their last appearance for a while. We're going to move them on. I did that one. Uh-oh, where's the other one? The Wise Dog Tarot by MJ Kuhnen, who's working on another beautiful deck I can't wait to get a hold of. And there is the Fool in the Wise Dog Tarot. And then we have our Lenormand Tiles by Jamie Sawyer, with a wonderful sack given to us by my sweet Christina. Woohoo! All right. I think we're ready to go. I'll go over the list.
One of my berets actually is a little tight on my fat head, so it's the one I wear the least, not this one.
You do not have a fat head. I, on the other hand, have a pumpkin head.
From your pumpkin head lips.
That was my nickname. Oh, dear.
I have never let her forget that.
No, he hasn't. How many years now? 45?
You showed me the picture.
True. Hey, by the way, August 1st, I don't know if it's popped up on Twitter, but it's pretty darn close to our Twitterversary, our 2-year Twitterversary. I
That's
should
right.
make a statement out there because August was when we started Twitter. And August 4th is going to be our YouTubeversary because that's when we started our first live stream. Woohoo! So, we're going to celebrate somehow. All right. So let's go over the list, and it's Libra Cusp first, Mama T second, My Sweet Christina, Angel Mary, Isabi, Deepshika, KC, Merwin, and Sonali. I
Alrighty.
don't think I missed anybody, just looking back. Nope. Okay.
Which deck?
Let's see. So she wants to Guardian Angels. Let's go with the fairies. All right. And we were doing a pay-for reading for someone last night, and Obnoxious Cat just really was throwing me off my game on this video. I
He
tried.
was so jealous or something.
Oh my goodness. And then every time I'd lay out the cards, he would flop on top of them. And it was like, oh.
Yeah. 3 guesses. Sunman. Where'd he go?
Eating. Leave him alone.
He'll be back. He
I
always
know.
is.
Soon enough. Here you go.
Why, thank you, Isabi, and
Aw.
thank you for coming back, too.
Yeah, it's good to see you again. I'm glad to see you here always. So it's interesting, the vulnerability card, because it talks about the idea of, making yourself accessible to others and then reaching and also reaching out to them, and I, now that I've gotten this illness, I found that to be equal give and take. I find myself reaching out to people more who are going through crises like mine. And also, I have people who are DMing me now and asking me how I'm doing. It's just really, really nice. I have one I have to answer after the live stream today. So, there is something to what that card represented today for us. I like that message. Oops.
All right,
Okay.
Libra. Happy Twitterversary. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. We're really excited about starting our 2nd year. All right, well, okay, Libra. The Guardian Angels, what message do they have? The Hangman is reversed, while at the same time, the Two of Swords is upright. You get that?
Yeah, kind of interesting.
And we have the Three of Swords reversed. Yeah, so you have 2 Swords cards and the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is off the tree now, he's not hanging anymore. But interestingly enough, the Two of Swords is keeping you hanging.
Something still hangs in the balance.
In the balance, exactly. So it's kind of an interesting irony in these cards here. The Two of Swords upright indicates just this hesitancy to move forward at this time. Like maybe you realize now with the Hanged Man reversed, there's something that you need to take care of. There's something you need to do, back in the real world. The Hanged Man kind of is off, hanging upside down from a tree generally, and not really, and looking at more broader perspectives as opposed to what he needs to be taken care of in his life. But this is saying something needs to be done, yet the Two of Swords is saying you're hesitating, you're afraid to make that step, you're not quite ready to make a final decision on something, and maybe it's because Three of Swords reversed, that, you're still feeling wounded in some way, or that you're still recovering from something. You're still trying to get back on your feet from something. What do you say, Mr. O?
Well, I think in a corollary or slightly different way, this speaks to the idea that maybe you are giving up or saying goodbye to sorrow. Sorrow specifically about romances or relationships that don't work out. And you're going to be working with the more neutral attitude. Maybe inside you'll have those feelings, but I think this is more about public expression. You're sort of saying, like, I'm through with being a victim, at least on that surface level of, wearing, sorrow on your sleeve, so to speak. And I don't really know what's going on with you possibly in relationships or romance, but I think this is just a feeling coming to you saying, like, I'm not going to be this victim. I'm not going to do that. I'm giving up that, or I'm moving beyond that in some way. So it's a little bit of a different view, but I can kind of allow for her view too.
Well, thank
big of
you.
Me. It's big of me. It is.
I
it's
was
like
just
that
going to
for me.
say there is room for both of us on this one, I think. Let's see. So you're really equating it to more of a personal thing?
Possibly. Mm-hmm.
I think it could go either way.
Sure.
But I do, I do tend to be leaning that way as well. But let's see what the Lenormand has to say about it.
Yes, let us see.
Ooh.
Oh dear, I don't get it.
Well, I have a thought.
The
so
whip
we have the whip, and we have the tower. So the tower is often about businessy kind of things like organizations, workplaces, but it also can indicate isolation, keeping yourself kind of apart from the world. And it's combined with the whip there, which means, some aggressive action is needed. So I'm almost thinking that this is a call to say, hey, you know what, that Two of Swords thing there, it's time to move. It's time to make that move. You have to crack the whip and do something soon, Libra Cusp. I think that the guardian angels are saying, you can't stand alone, or you can't stand back on the sidelines too much longer.
I certainly agree that that's a big part of this, but I still want to feel that maybe this connects to what I was saying about the card, about the idea of separating yourself or moving beyond or disregarding where you feel you're connected to emotional sorrow. It's kind of like just saying, like, I'm through with being that. And so I sort of see a tying with that too, that maybe this could even say, if you have different kinds of friendships or relationships, maybe with people you work with or people you know on a different level that are not just friends or family, but maybe you know them through other situations, this could be a reflection on that what you've decided is that you should not necessarily entertain the idea of office relationships or serious friendships with people that maybe are more tangent like to your life. They're not really your core friends or family, new acquaintances, things like that. So
well, that's what we have for you. We're just a little off on two different tracks, but I'm sure you'll figure out what resonates and what does not with you, Libra.
hopefully one of them.
Hopefully one of them.
Thanks, Libra.
That's right. Thank you.
All
right. So, Mama T, you are up.
Yeah, I don't know if I want more coffee or not. I had about 2 pots.
I've had enough today. I have. If it hasn't woke me.
Generally, we're not going to have more.
Although I have to wonder, because I was listening to this kind of, what do you call it? I don't know if it was binaural beats, but it was one of these music programs you can listen to aid in your concentration and focus. And I was listening to it and it was making me nod off. So I don't know if that's a good sign or not, because I would like to think it would wake me up more, but it didn't. All right, so my Mama T, you are up, and then my sweet Christina, Angel Mary, Isabel, Deepshika, KC, Merwin, Sonali.
KC, back in my working day, which only ended about a year ago for as far as full-time work, I drank, and I measured it, 64 ounces a day. Half of that was at home before I left.
Want to grab a reading for, or a deck for Mama T's? I think we should handle this, well, how do you want to handle it? Do you want to handle
Maybe
it?
first as a yes or no?
Let's do a yes or no, but you know what? In a question like this, Mama T, I don't want you to take too much out of it saying a definite yes, because these cards are a snapshot in time. It may pick up feelings of the people involved, but it may not be what they actually will follow through with. So let's just see what they say without further ado.
And I'm using the Tarot of the Ages, and this is actually one of my oldest decks. I've had it probably for over 30 years, and I've done numerous readings for people with it.
Retired folk. Yes.
Was that Kellyo again?
No, that was Isby.
Oh, okay. I thought he was taking a pot shot.
Oh.
I see.
You guys, I have to watch the two of you.
Yes, it's easy to understand. It's kind of like my oil of Olay. It's what keeps me young, or maybe it's what will kill me quicker before I get old. Hey, baby.
Oh, Merwin, I didn't put you on the list. I'm sorry. I know you came. I could put you on the list after Sonali, absolutely. Sorry about that.
Wasn't she here before Sonali?
Was she? I didn't think so.
I think she might have been. I'll try to look. I thought she was.
If you were, then you'll be before Sonali.
I thought Sonali was the absolute last person.
Wait, I do have Merwin on the list.
Oh, well then
Now
you just didn't read
who's
it.
losing it? It's me.
And this is when I wish the camera could really focus in. Like,
Dun, dun, dun.
yes,
right.
it is you. It is you. Alrighty, let's count them off.
Oh, no, not you. Well, it's leaning towards no, Mama T, but it's not a definite no. Here is what I think is going on, though. That's really interesting that you have the Four of Cups reversed and that you have the Six of Wands reversed. I'll tell you what I feel right off the bat seeing that. It's leaning towards no because it looks as though they are looking for opportunities to cause trouble. This is my feeling about that they are looking for opportunities. But that Six of Wands indicates to me that, they're not going to be bloody successful. They're not going to be really successful at it. Because that's the victory card reversed.
It may also be, too, that some of this will, even if it doesn't work, make them kind of do a little bit of reflection. But I don't think that reflection really will serve them. It's like too little too late. So their reflection might just indicate to them just really that they feel they are bitter old hacks, but they don't care.
Yeah. I don't know. When I look at like a couple of the cards that mean victory or defeat to me, I look at the Ace of Swords as a card of victory, and when it's reversed, it's a card of empty victory. When I look at the Six of Wands, I think of a victory or a celebration, a win of some sorts, and when it's reversed, it's failure, it's defeat to me. And so I just feel like their plans are not going to pay off.
Yeah.
So it still might be problematic for you because to me, it looks like with that Four of Cups reversed, that intent is still there to do something. Like they're looking for opportunities. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if it's going to go anywhere.
So let's do our Lenormand.
Interesting.
Crossroads. Lily.
Wow, that's interesting. It seems
It's almost like what we said, though, in a way.
yeah, in a way,
Time to grow up.
it's time to
Will
grow
they?
up or it's time to move on. And I feel that they are weighing, right now, they have decisions to make. And maybe something has led them to this point of now trying to find a new direction or something, to focus in a different way. I don't know how to explain that. I know we look at lilies can be about maturity. It can be also a little bit about innocence. I see a little bit of everything with the lilies.
It could be saying that an opportunity or a situation comes to them that gives them this chance to grow up, but it's not really clear that they necessarily will, although it looks like that. I mean, that's how I feel. I'm sort of putting my tarot spin on that. Lenormand might be more
Yeah.
specific about what that's saying, really.
Well, and the lily also sometimes, depending on what cards it's paired with, can indicate passion to some extent. So I can't help but wonder if they're really thinking of putting pointing themselves in a different direction at some point, their goals or desires. I'd like to hope so, that they could move on, for crying out loud.
Mama T, I decided to look at the bottom of the deck that we used, and I pulled the upright fool,
Oh.
and I think, because I was thinking of that idea, will they move on? And I'm thinking the idea is that maybe they will begin their own journey of the fool. Maybe they will begin a journey of their own exploration, hopefully moving in a different direction than you. But I sort of feel that was interesting because I felt drawn to pull that. So I'm thinking that maybe it's not totally clear, but maybe this is a moment for their reflection or reevaluation.
Yeah. So that's what we have for you. Good luck with that situation,
Good
Mama
luck.
D. And my sweet Christina wants a message from Spirit. And then we have Angel Mary, Isabel, Deepshika, KC, Merwin, and Sonali.
All right.
All right, let's see. I'll get the dogs here.
Message from Spirit. Your turn. Yep, there you go. Whoop.
Did I use this deck before?
I don't remember. What? No, you didn't.
Hey, you are welcome, Mama T. Good luck. I wish you the best with that. Ah, people. We live in a crazy world. It just keeps getting crazier.
So last week's happy hour was Friday morning or Thursday?
It was Friday at the lunch hour.
That's right, it was Thursday. And
Friday at
Friday.
the lunch hour.
well, for some of us,
Friday is
Friday
Thursday.
is Thursday. I mean, if you start your happy
You
hour on
have to work
Thursday.
Saturday, so I guess.
But we haven't picked our one for next week, but we're getting close to maybe thinking about setting a regular date for that.
Yeah,
But,
it's going to be, I don't know, I'm still torn. But, right now I think some of the top contenders are looking to be Tuesday or Saturday, possibly Friday in the mix. But I'm thinking, I don't know.
So it doesn't hurt for anybody to leave us a message here or on Twitter or Facebook or wherever saying what you find you liked if you saw more than one, or just your preference, whatever.
So we might do 2 more weeks of hopping it around and then deciding definitely doing 1 week for sure, because we haven't decided on a date for next week. So there you have it. Here you go, shuffle. Sorry. But it seems like I like what we're doing with Happy Hour. I hope people have been coming, have been enjoying it. We think it's a pretty good show. And serves a good purpose. Everybody needs a happy message once in a while. And encouragement. Do you need some encouragement, Mr. O?
Probably disencouragement.
That's true too, Casey. It is kind of nice to just throw something out there randomly, sort of randomly, giving a little advance notice.
If we did that, it would probably then end up being maybe twice a month, because I don't know that we can do random once a week with
Yeah.
everything else that's going on right now. We would want to plan the random. Let's do it next week on... Alrighty, spirit message.
Trying to get my things in order here. Okay, so we have Temperance reversed. We have the Knight of Wands reversed. But then we have the Eight of Wands upright.
I look at that and I think, Red Rover, Red Rover.
Well, I'll
It's
tell you
Rover.
what, that's a lot of flaming torches there, my sweet Christina. So I think the message is from Spirit is that, things are going to be moving faster for you now. Something is moving fast. And I think there's a cautionary note here that, don't move yourself so fast that it gets to the point of, it almost looks like you're pushing your weight around or you're trying to push too hard, because that could have repercussions for your energy level or even how people treat you, if they feel like you're kind of bossing or pushing them around. And the Temperance there reversed as well seems to indicate, that Spirit is trying to tell you that this is a time to find the balance in your affairs. Calm yourself down a little bit. There's no real need to hurry, but even if you feel this sense of urgency.
I wonder if Spirit is saying to you something about a physical thing that's going to happen that you need to achieve harmony within, balance, or understanding, reflection. And I feel that this thing may be happening sooner than later. That's the Eight of Wands there, flaming towards you. And I feel like when it comes, it represents a message for possible growth. So it's really important that you perceive the message. And like I said, I think it affects you personally. It comes to you personally. It's not just a meditation thing. But you perceive this message with the idea of restoring harmony or seeing how this message or information can help you restore harmony in your life or the lives of those you're connected with. It's happening soon, I think.
I want to draw one of us. Is it your turn?
Oh.
How many-
No, it isn't.
It's
Or it
mine.
is. Or it isn't.
It is mine. It's not really, but I'm taking it.
I know. When you're married, it's always her turn.
Wow. Well, that's how we've made it for 40 years.
Oh!
Well, but it's interesting because I wonder.
Dog!
Yeah, there's the dog and there's the
house.
home.
The
So
home.
I don't know if, this is speaking to what we just spoke to here, that there is something to do with somebody close to you, somebody you consider close to you that maybe is involved in the situation in some way. Because the dog is about a friend or a loyal partner, and the home is there, which means this could be somebody in your immediate home environment, or it's just a close friend.
I see we have some newcomers. Hi, everybody. I know
did
you all.
Oh my gosh,
I know
we
you
got
all.
3 at once. What?
Hey,
I
this
did
is-
get Laura on the list.
This is what I think, my sweet. I think there's a question about somebody coming to stay with you, somebody that maybe is a friend or somebody you care about, but I think there's a question about, like they're a good friend, they're a good person, but could you live with them, kind of thing, like maybe you would be better off not living
could
together. I'm
be
just
that.
wondering if that, because I sort of see this as a consideration opportunity for growth, and I said it was a physical thing, and so I'm just wondering if somebody who is your friend is coming to live with you and maybe there's a question about how you'll get along.
Or it's friends or relatives are coming to visit you.
Okay.
And maybe some of this energy is being spent on that. I mean, I'm not sure, but there could be somebody either visiting or living. I like what you said. That's very
Maybe
true.
maybe the person is the one that brings the opportunity for growth or to find harmony. Maybe this person, because they're a loyal friend, maybe they help you reach the harmony that I've been indicating, is maybe more the physical thing that's going to happen as opposed to just a spirit message that they're telling you this is an opportunity to build something or to rebuild something.
So that's what we have for you, my sweet Christina. Good luck with that.
Hi, Estelle. Hi, Laura. Hi, Divine. Nice to see everybody.
Yeah, great to spend our.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, thanks for spending Sunday with us. Appreciate it. So, okay, we're on Angel Mary's reading now, and then Isabel, Deepshika, KC, Merwin, Sonali, Laura, Divine You, and Asel. Okay, so Angel Mary is up. Did Angel Mary leave a?
I don't remember.
I'm gonna look. No.
We're gonna give Angel Mary a chance because I think
There,
she's
right
next.
there.
Oh, there it is.
Got
Okay.
it.
There we go. And then Isabel's next, right?
So let's ask a yes/no directly on this first and see what we get on that Angel Mary. This is very frustrating. You'd think they could give you an answer. Is it your deck?
Yeah, and it's not even Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my Nefertari Golden Tarot.
Well, it's harvest, and Gina is out sampling wine at a vineyard. Lucky Gina.
Isn't that more the fall equinox harvest?
Well, yeah,
the grapes?
could be, but
That's
you know.
okay. Gina's our inside reporter for the scoop on how well the wine is doing.
I've never been to a vineyard wine thing. I've been to, but when I went up north for a conference once in the UP, I did go to a lounge that was having a wine tasting, and
what
that
are you
was
doing?
very interesting. So I did do that. A Michigan wine taste, too.
You're the sun man.
You know, we have some pretty good wines made here right in our state.
Oh yeah, there's all kind of vineries in Michigan, and some of them have chocolate things associated with them.
Chocolate wine.
Chocolate and
Oh,
wine?
man,
Wow. Even I might break down. I don't know.
Well, it just sounds like it's so healthy for me. Think of all the antioxidants in there.
So we were going to do a straight up yes or no for
I
Angel
am
Mary.
only thinking of my health when it comes to chocolate wine.
Pull that one out.
Really, on the 13th card.
Now we have to perform, eh?
Well, let's see what's going on there.
The Chariot. Angel Mary.
It's looking pretty darn good, Angel Mary. It's leaning towards yes.
It's leaning
Now,
towards yes.
it is not a definite yes, but I will say that there is movement here. So whether it's you traveling or whether it's the message coming to you, I think you're going to hear something soon, and it's leaning towards the positive. The Chariot is definitely an indication of movement.
Not only that, but it seems to suggest that you're in charge, or you're leading the charge in a way. You're sort of in command of whatever resources are there for you to command. You're driving. To me, the Chariot really is a metaphor for a car, so sometimes I feel it is talking about physical travel. Sometimes it might be talking about maybe you getting a car or having a problem with your car or something, but I'd say these are good omens that say you should be hearing about it, maybe sooner than it
I'm
has
banking
been.
on the fact that it won't be too much longer. I
Yeah.
know how frustrating it must be, but I have a feeling you're going to hear one way or another soon. And like I said, the cards for now.
Oh, thank you. We didn't even hear it, Mama T.
Oh, no.
My monitor is set to not hear it, and she turns hers down. But thank you so much. Appreciate that. Oh, and Monster must be watching us too. Thank you, Monster. And thanks for coming by this morning to help us out with some of our streaming issues.
Yeah, we still haven't solved all the problems, but we have a better idea of what's going on at least.
Okay, so,
So I didn't even see this message from Mama T that you. Oh,
You don't
Well,
have
the
the chat
pop-up
window.
ding dong. There it is.
Yeah, you don't have the chat window. I have the chat window, but sometimes I just didn't notice it right away. Thanks for calling our attention. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
So Monster's here. How did you see that? Because I don't see him.
Just below hers is his. You don't see what I see.
Yeah, I don't. Very weird.
I told you there is a window in the streaming software that tells me those things.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
So can we move back to Angel Mary?
We can.
Okay.
It looks good. That's really all I can say. I think we covered it. But I want to do a Lenormand, and Mr. O needs to pick his Lenormand first, or I'll go again.
You're talking about my Nefertari deck, the golden one? And I agree, I really love the deck. It's so funny because I had it for years and I never used it, really rarely. And then when we started the show 2 years ago, I said, this is what I've been waiting for. And everybody likes it when I use it.
I think this is actually, it looks pretty ominous, doesn't it?
I know, a cross and the coffin.
Looks pretty ominous, doesn't it? But guess what? I think with those two things together, Angel Mary, the way that they came up, it means that there's an end to worry, an end to grief. So one way or another, you're getting your answer, and hopefully it's positive. Because at least, you know, the worry, the time of all this waiting, I think is over.
It would be a resolution one way or the other. I mean, if we were totally wrong and you did not get the position, at least you would have that resolution. We personally think
It's coming.
it's coming, but this is saying no matter what, though, it is the end of the speculation, the ruminations about whether it's happening or not.
Yeah. So keep us posted. We hope you're going to hear something soon.
Thank you very much.
And we hope it's good news, of course. Hey, Isabel, you are up, and I think you did post something, right?
Right, you might have to scroll back just a little bit to get that.
What goal for you next? Is that what it was?
Sounds right.
And my deck?
Yes, it's your deck.
Look at this. See what he did to me now again? All right.
Oh, Sun Man.
You know I gotta shuffle. You know.
It is elegant. There's another deck that has the same artwork, the same drawings. It might have some different fonts on the words, but it doesn't have the gold. It has a different color scheme that's more flat, and it has a different name, and it's literally the same deck. One is just a little bit more elegant, and they're from the Los Scarabo. I don't know if it's still in print. I hope it is, because I'll probably have to buy another one at some point because it's so beautiful.
You are welcome, Angel Mary.
You're very
I'm
welcome.
just hoping for the best here. I think clearly you're going to find out. The signs are there. Here you go.
Sorry, I'm looking for Isabel's question.
Oh, it was basically, it wasn't so much a question. Well, it was here. What next? What goal next?
Goal?
Goal.
All right. It is good to have goals.
Absolutely.
Even though we celebrate the harvest, it's always good to think about the next turn of the cycle, what we can start doing.
By the way, Mr. O, as you know, the harvest season is one of my lucky seasons.
Oh, no.
And August 21st is that card drawing.
Yes. What is it
Yes.
again?
It's a
Envoy?
Buick, no,
Escape?
Escort.
Escape Explorer.
No, it's a Ford Explorer.
She wants to win it, but she can't remember what it is.
It's a big car.
Well, it's bigger than what we normally drive. So everybody wish Banshee luck on August 21st. Maybe we'll do a pop-up from there. I'm pulling the cards, announcer. It says I win. Don't you see that?
Wow, well, it's interesting here. What goal next? I hope I can tell you something. Because there's some interesting cards here. We have the Hierophant upright.
Whoops, hold on.
I think that has something to say. But then we have the Two of Swords again has popped up upright. And then we have the Eight of Wands reversed. So what goal is next? What goal is next? Do you want to start?
Well, it may be more likely that you do need to take it in a more measured way, maybe not necessarily speed towards a goal, not necessarily turn away from a goal. It may be that you need to take a more balanced look at your goals. And these are both almost the same thing in a way, you know, sort of like sitting there and looking at things and maybe enacting a cultural norm to some degree, or, you know, representing normalness or representing reasonableness. So what goal could be next? Maybe it's about deciding something in terms of a message about society, playing to the idea of whether it is too conforming or not conforming in a way. Because I know you do some art maybe, so maybe this is about, you know, expressing that message that we don't have to do everything in an approved way. We can step outside of the social order. We can be slower. I'm way off target, aren't I?
I don't know.
Okay.
Did
I'm
you have
ready to
any-
give it over to you.
Well, you know what? This is real interesting with your question, Isabel, because I'm looking at the Hierophant, and the Hierophant has a lot of nuance to it. You know, the Hierophant is somebody who could be a teacher, a mentor, an advisor. It could be a priest, somebody who is in spiritual pursuits. It could even be a doctor. So I wonder here, when I'm looking at that Two of Swords, you know, is this a decision you have to make regarding, you know, something that you want to do next in regards to, do you have any teaching skills? Is it something that maybe you want to do some workshops or some teaching on the side? Or is there some classes you want to take? Do you want to find a mentor to teach you something, whether it's spiritual, whether it is artistic, whatever the case may be? Maybe you're looking for somebody to mentor you in some capacity. But you're weighing your options here, because you know that Eight of Wands is indicating to me that you want to make sure that what you do next is not a waste of your time and energy, you know? So weigh things carefully. You don't have to rush and decide right away, like Mr. O said, with that Two of Swords there is kind of holding back and making a decision. But maybe also this is indicating that it's a time to take care of your health and visit a doctor, you know, if you've been concerned about health issues. Maybe the Eight of Wands here in that case is indicating that you're wondering why maybe you're tired all the time, or you lack energy or motivation. And so maybe it's time to seek out either alternative health advice or healthcare advice. Bam.
Bam. Much better than
I'm giving you some options here, because I think that, you know, there is a message here as to what your goals might be. But, you know, you're sitting back there with that Two of Swords and just deciding is it worth your while to pursue any of this further.
Time for the letter.
Yeah.
Do I go first?
No,
Okay. That's fine.
because I did the last one last, if you recall. Well, yeah, because I had the coffin, right? Right. Okay, this is interesting because this does also touch on something Mr. O said. So we have the Rider here, and we have the cup, the sippy cup of a child.
Yes, it's the child.
And so the child there, the child is saying, take it slow, take small steps. Nobody is making you hurry. But you know what? Do make some moves. It's time to make a move forward and maybe inquire about the possibility of taking some classes, or, you know, getting a checkup if that's what you're doing, finding a mentor, somebody to teach you. It's just saying take it slow. And it kind of goes with the Eight of Wands there as well.
Well, I wonder if it's just about the idea of having the goal, that the journey of the goal is the goal itself too, because I see on the Hierophant card all these beings, these dogs moving in unison towards something. And so I'm wondering if this is also just really about taking the time to take the journey, also expressed by the rider, and that's child steps, taking the time, So it sort of corroborates with this one in a way, and really a measured view, which was what I talked about earlier. So I think we kind of sync up there a little bit, the idea that the goal could be just finding the goal, but really it's about the appreciation of how you find it too.
Well, the other thing to consider here is, there's lots of ways I could apply this, but think about it, Mr. O, children are students, children are learning. It's another aspect of the child card. And so are you moving towards taking some courses or study with someone, or maybe that is the objective? So again, that kind of ties into the Hierophant card. So like I said, there's a lot of different ways, we could look and approach this with this reading.
Are you possibly mentoring somebody? Are you teaching a child or a younger person the things you know?
Yeah. So think about all of this, Isabel, and take what applies to you. That's what we have for you. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
All right, Deep Shika, you are up. And after Deep Shika's KC, Merwin, Sonali, Laura, Divine You, and Acel.
Thank you.
Lammas was always one of my favorite rituals to do. I used to make these cornbread men. Remember my failed attempts at making them anatomically correct?
Well, yeast is supposed to rise.
Well, sadly, in my baking case, it didn't happen that well. Okay, Deep Shika, you can go ahead and, oh, I see it. Oh, dear.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, that's always so bad. Well, let's take a look and see what we can get on that situation. It'll be your deck.
Okay, and I'm going to use
Oh,
my...
there is nothing like, a death in the family to not bring people together. There's always fighting about something, and I hear this more often than not. I was very fortunate to escape some of that when my mother passed away, but there have been other instances where it's been problematic, so...
Yes, and sadly, a good friend of ours informed us that their mother had passed away recently. And of course...
I can bet there's going to be a little bit of stuff going on there, too.
Yeah, there's a little bit of stuff going on there.
Because there's definitely some property money things there, so we'll see. I expect to hear something not so good out of that.
So I hope everybody went ahead and liked our chat.
Our chat?
Well, our
live
stream. Our stream. Of course, that's what I mean.
I know, that's what you mean. And I hope everybody has watched my Material Matters show that came out earlier today. If you haven't, it's posted and it's good for the week ahead. So check it out. All right. All right, Mr. O.
Okay. A little housework over there on the software.
Okay.
So it's a regular 3 cards, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we have the upright Queen of Pentacles. And then we have the reversed Queen of Swords.
Oh boy.
And then we have the Emperor, Major Arcana 4.
Well, there's only one, I would say, negative card here, but I'm wondering if it's kind of coloring the reading, if you know what I mean, Mr. O.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody is concerned about unfairness. I don't know if this is involving 2 women in particular that maybe are having are trying to kind of get the upper hand or take control of the situation, i.e., the Emperor card.
Right. The best thing that could happen would be if somebody who was impartial were able to be
Right.
that person.
But that Queen of Swords is not impartial.
Right. I see there's definitely going to be some sort of wills battling against each other here. And it may be that somebody would ultimately try for a power play to serve their interests. So it's clear that something is going on in terms of somebody wanting to have that power authority in terms of these family situations.
It looks as though somebody here is trying to ensure that, they are a good steward, of these resources and things in question, the property, the money. And then there's somebody else who's got their own agenda, I feel that they are looking out for here. And the Emperor is about control, who's going to gain, control and the upper hand here. Did you look at the bottom card?
I did.
What is it?
It's the Ace of Swords. It's upright. So it really goes quite hand in hand with the Emperor. So somebody is probably seeking to have the control there. Somebody needs to be, or feels they will be, in charge of the property or the decisions of how things are dispersed.
Well, the Ace of Swords is kind of hopeful to me in that it might be that justice will prevail ultimately, but it may take some time getting there, especially since you had that as the bottom card.
Well, it seems to me that it does say somebody's going to be in charge.
And maybe,
it may not be the outcome of how you were hoping or think it might or should go.
And maybe what it's saying is that, justice has a good chance of prevailing if the right person gains control.
There is that too, because the Emperor should be seen as somebody who is a good ruler,
right?
Not somebody who's a despot, somebody who understands the idea that they have authority, but they have responsibility.
Mm-hmm. So very interesting reading. I'm not sure, I'm hopeful that maybe things will get ironed out, but it seems like there's a definite battle for control going on here.
If the personalities that we've described or tried to resonate, a responsible person is able to seek control, then the outcome looks that way if you know that person exists there. Tower and Anchor, and before I say anything, when I pulled the Emperor card originally, I felt like this saying an outside person to arbitrate would be needed. And I'm wondering if these things are telling me that as well, that there is something that will take it to a level where maybe somebody
will have to go to court.
Going to court, somebody will probably be really firm on what they feel they're owed or what is theirs. And so I'm thinking this really calls for the idea of somebody hopefully impartial to arbitrate it. But I think you're going to go towards a situation like that.
I have to almost 100% agree with that assessment, because as soon as I saw the Tower, I felt that this means that this is going to higher levels. Somebody may have to arbitrate this, or, sometimes things go to probate, whatever the case may be. The Anchor is all about security and assets, and so this again is about, I feel, an inheritance or a legacy and somebody trying to protect it, and I feel that maybe some legal maneuvering is going to have to happen here.
Can we do a quick poll to determine if her grandmother will have peace?
Okay.
Which deck? Do you want to use this one again?
Go ahead.
Okay. Do we want to pull it randomly, or how do we want to do it? Our regular 3-card pull?
Let's do a yes/no.
Okay.
Right?
Sounds good. That's what I was going to suggest. So we're going to do one more reading.
We'll do a quick yes/no and just see what it looks like. Dear me. And this is why we have the extra table here. Because a certain cat takes up all of my space. Have you done a sunny cam today?
No, I could do it right now. And there's the beautiful sun man.
As you can see,
Taking up the real
all of my
estate.
space.
He does that so well.
Sigh. All right, let's see what we have. I'll count them. But you can pick up the cup.
All right.
All right. All right, it
It's
is
looking
leaning
good.
towards yes, but it's not going to be easy getting there. We have two aces. They are reversed, but it still means it's leaning towards yes. But the other card is the star reversed. And my initial impression of that, Deep Shaika, is that, she's going to feel very pessimistic. This is going to bring, the grandmother down a bit. Definitely is going to, it's going to really kind of, how should I say this? It's going to bring her spirits down, basically, it's going to make her feel really down. But it ultimately, she will know peace. It's just a matter of going through this unfortunate situation.
I think what this card means is that she will know peace, but I think her opinion of somebody else will diminish a lot depending on how this works out. That she will really feel very unimpressed or very unliking or appreciating the person who maybe she doesn't feel deserve that.
Yeah.
To get all that, or however that ends up working out. So she could really change her feelings about other people on this, but she will find peace.
I definitely see that too. It's leaning towards she will find peace, but you know what? It's going to be a little bit of a struggle getting there. But ultimately, she'll get there.
All right.
And that's what we have for you. I wish you guys the best with that
Good luck.
situation. And yeah, people can get really nasty. I mean, it can come down to some not very savory things happening. So I hope for the best for your grandmother. Good luck with that. Hey, KC, you are up, and then Merwin, Sonali, Laura, Divine You, and Asal. Oh no, well, okay, Laura, that's okay. We haven't gotten to you yet. There's still KC and two other people in front of you.
You're welcome, Deep Shaika.
Hey, you're welcome. I hope it helps.
So is it KC, Merwin, and then Laura?
Yes.
Alrighty.
And then Divine You, and then Asal.
Okay. So KC is up.
Yep.
There he is.
Sure you can. The Nefertari.
Why, of course. Okay.
How do you want to do that? Do you want to do that like the one reading I've had?
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right.
I came
Is
up
that
with...
where you count off certain cards?
Yes. We'll keep you guessing a minute there. But we'll see. We'll give you some insight into what things might look like.
Here's a clue.
Huh?
He looks like a real crocodile.
That's the devil.
No, he doesn't. I just pulled that because I just thought it was silly.
Mr. O.
He's got a skin condition.
All right. Did I shuffle these yet? No, I guess I did not.
Yeah, we started doing this probably during your absence at some point.
When
And
people
it's
started
kinda
asking what their future mates would be like or their marriage ahead, I kind of came up with this. So
it's
we'll
kinda
try
cool.
it. It seems to work pretty well. We'll see. All right.
So you're going to explain it as we do it, right?
Yep.
All right.
You want me to? I'll do them again so I can. So I know what I'm looking for.
Right.
Okay. And the first card, KC, you lucky dog. You got the Knave of Wands.
What is it with you and the wands?
You got a wand. This is important because basically the first card, this was the first card in the deck, and I usually pull until I get a court card for this first position.
So we're looking for the first court card, and you got it on the first card.
Right. So this is the personality and some insight into this lucky person, KC. And I would say there's a possibility this person is a fire sign. There's a possibility that this person is going to be, a
Younger.
fellow fire sign.
Younger
It's
than
going
you,
to be
maybe?
younger than you, maybe. Will be looking up to you in some way. And I feel there's a very romantic streak about them.
I don't know that I get that per se, but because they are the Page of Wands in essence, I sort of feel that they come to you, they have attraction to you. Maybe you have mutual attraction, obviously, but it's that whole wand thing. Wands are attractive magnetic energy. So you're drawn to each other. Maybe somehow messages bring you together, like maybe you meet online, maybe you meet somehow in a messaging way.
Okay, now the second card is the theme of your relationship, like the overlying theme, and let's hope for a good one, but this is where I pull a major arcana card.
So we just deal until we find a major arcana. And there it is. No! Oh, we're sorry. We're sorry.
Well,
It was the very next card. Boy, this is happening quick, I think.
I know, almost too
Leos.
quick. It's the Tower, KC.
Bam!
So the Tower is
It also looks like a wand, sort of. Only it's breaking.
Oh dear. So
Too much X.
oh God, I almost have tears in my eyes now. So KC, I feel that this relationship is really going to be one of continually learning from each other. And some of those learning
Okay.
experiences are going to be kind of like wake-up calls.
Cathartic.
Cathartic. They're all not necessarily bad, because the good news out of it is that, you seem to rebound from it, There may be some things where I wouldn't even rule out the fact that in this relationship there may be times where you either separate but you come back together again, and it just seems as though it's not always that, but it's just where, sometimes things just happen between you that finally you realize you learn from the experience and you move forward from there. So in a sense, it's not totally bad, but it's certainly going to be constantly...
Well, some people want to put the Tower into totally, maybe or nearly totally spiritual context. Some people want to look at that a little bit more mundanely, like, oh, something horrible happens and you hopefully pick up the pieces and realize tomorrow is another day. And I'm suggesting that maybe it's a little bit of both, that maybe there are some extreme experiences in the relationship that are cathartic enough to where you feel like there's a synergy. I mean, when two people are truly in love and their spirits entwined, then there should be some spiritual synergy there. This is saying that it's there, but maybe it really comes with a lot of breaking down each other's things and like building back up. Like maybe this is a kind of person that you can literally deconstruct and then hopefully reconstruct afterwards.
I just had another thought, KC, that possibly this is the theme of your relationship, because maybe you both have a lot of shared type experiences from the past, which has brought you to this point in time.
So there is something karmic, perhaps.
Maybe the melodramas, you have shared similar experiences that have kind of pulled pulled this person into your orbit.
So what is the last card?
Could he be a Virgo, do you think? Well,
No, I was actually going back towards Scorpio.
yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Those guys are fluffers down there. Look at that. They're fluffers.
Will you stop that?
Sorry.
Why are you saying that?
Well, that would be a Scorpio.
King of Swords. So, let's move on, because really, I would just take the
Wow.
next card anyway, whatever it was, because it's basically saying ultimately, where are things heading? Is this relationship going to make it withstand the test of time? I think with the King of Swords, it will, but it's not going to be, I think it will.
I think it will too, because really the highest part of this card is wisdom to me in a way. It's righteous wisdom. It's wisdom that's on the side of knowing what the right thing to do is always, in a way. Somebody that really stands above law and order, but maybe isn't necessarily totally uninvolved in it.
So I kind of feel that, that maybe through these shared experiences or these cathartic moments, wisdom prevails, learning from each other and growing from that instead of, constantly repeating negative cycles of behavior. Because the Tower indicates that, you have some cathartic moments, but you move on from there when it's upright. When it's reversed, you constantly repeat negative cycles over and over again. And I think the King is reinforcing the fact that you learn and you grow throughout this relationship.
And I feel that the King really sort of expresses both partners. It's not necessarily you or the other, that maybe you're both this way in the relationship, working together as a team. And kings work for the good of their people. Yeah, when they're reversed, maybe they don't, but that's the general idea, is that they should be working for mutual benefit. The Claw of Regret. Uh-oh. Birthday cake? No.
No.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Wow. The old Scythe and the moon. Whatever could that mean, Banshee? I'm scared to ask you.
No. Put the scythe down and let's take a look
Put
at that.
the scythe down. Back away from the scythe.
So basically the scythe is facing the moon, is cutting at the moon. And the moon is about romance and relationships. So to me, I could look at this a couple of different ways. One is better than the other. One is that, maybe something will cut this romance short or this relationship short. I don't know what that could be, because I feel that final card ultimately meant to me that the relationship was going to work. So is it illness? Is it other things that happen that cut the relationship short? Or the other thing I could say, Casey, is that this is going to be a whirlwind short, romance. In other words, it's going to lead to something more serious happening faster.
And I sort of feel that it has more of a mystical connection and therefore less about mundania. But I sort of feel that this matches the other cards on that level of the scythe is sort of piercing things, mysteries that are indicated by the moon. And maybe the idea is that as a couple, you are really probing into each other's souls. You're really getting in there in always physical, spiritual, emotional, etc. I see what you're saying, but I just really, do you like that?
That's fine.
Okay.
Nice job, Mr. O.
Why, thank you, my dear.
Wow, that's what we have for you, Casey. I don't know what you thought of this reading style.
Yes. Maybe that's what I was
yeah.
seeing there. I just sort of feel that sense that they connect.
Well, see, that's why I'm thinking with the scythe, in this case, it's cutting to the chafe, it's cutting through that, and we know we're meant for each other, let's just go for it, sort of thing. So I almost feel like it's just going to be a quick romance where you guys make this decision, hey, we want to take this deeper.
The crashing tower.
And there's the wands. So
You
good
got
luck with
it
that,
all.
Casey. I hope you enjoyed the reading.
Yeah, that's a wand too. A knife on a wand.
Hey, Merwin, you are now up, and then we have Sonali and Laura, and then Divine You and Sel.
Alrighty.
And I think that'll probably take us close to our time today, so this is cool. Well, good observation about that, Casey.
Yeah, that was really
interesting.
interesting. Thank you. So don't forget, we're on Thursday night from 7 to 9 p.m. By
got
then,
it, Rowan.
hopefully we will have announced our next happy hour too by then.
Okay.
General reading. So earlier today on Facebook, I mentioned that Monster was over, and we discovered something about our situation that maybe will make us change our look a little bit. It mostly means going with some better camera stuff, so that's a win-win more or less. It won't happen immediately. It may take part in stages.
I did design that reading, Casey. It was just something I thought I needed to do because of the, because I felt that some of the just regular 3-card readings we were doing did not necessarily give people the answers they were looking for. So I thought if I was able to do it in a different way, like target, like the first position being something about the person's personality, and then just pull a court card, whichever one it was, to talk about, the type of person that they would meet. And then the next one would be about the theme, and that would be, of course, a major arcana card. And then finally, we're just looking for the next card to be, what the future holds. Here you go.
Right.
And I've been doing stuff lately with that. I devised 5 different readings and spreads for cost, when we had that 2-for-1 sale. And some of those readings was where you just would read from the wand cards, the cup cards, the swords cards, or the pentacle cards, or the major arcana cards. So I had readings based around those sets of cards, and we would only read from them. And they were 3-month outlooks, for example, on what life changes or crises are you going through at this time. There was one about relationships, there's one about enterprise and goals, and the other one was about money and material matters. So I've been kind of dabbling with that lately. That's been kind of interesting.
Well, funny you should mention it, Casey, because there is actually a history about that.
I know I should. I'm trying to get all my spreads in a better format now for publication. I'm hoping I will get there someday. In some
All right,
form.
Merwin.
All right, so general reading for Merwin. All right, hey, guess what, Merwin? You've got the star upright, which is a good start. You've got the Knight of Cups upright. But then you got the 7 of Wands, and the 7 of Wands is reversed here. So let's look at this. Do you want to go first? I'll let you go first.
Okay, well, I think you're going to really love something that's coming to you that will sort of feel inspiring and hopeful. It may be shifting a focus a little bit. It may be taking you away from having to be pretty much standing up for yourself and feeling like you're alone doing it. So it may be something that maybe will either take pressure off or will just change the dynamic so that you're not really feeling like you're exposed or like you're all alone.
Yeah, what's really interesting here is when I pulled those cards and he laid them out there, Merwin, I started looking at them in reverse as far as the story I want to tell you goes. So basically, at this point in time where you may feel the odds are stacked against you, that 7 of Wands reversed there, the odds are stacked against you, you feel like everything is against you. The Knight of Cups is there to say something positive is about to come your way, something that's going to bring joy back into your life. And also, hope returns, you know. There's something here that brings you hope and inspiration for the future. So, just when you think, you know, you may have hit bottom, it looks as though things are going to start shifting for you in a positive direction.
It's not really just that it is hopeful and really kind of changes your mind about where things have been going. It's really that you're going to love it too. I can't not say that enough, that it really feels good. It really warms your heart.
It feels good, it feels right, and it feels like, you know, that you know, also with the star is about going after your goals, your visions, dreams. So maybe this is something that really seems to fit you like a glove. I don't know if this is talking about work or jobs, or if this is just talking about where your life is taking you in general, but it's someplace really that you're going to love.
Well, maybe when I look at it a little bit relation, that this is really like your goal, your inspiration, and maybe this reverse card here is saying is you don't have to fight for it necessarily, that maybe it really is just going to be something that will come towards you, that you don't have to make a stand for that.
Let's see what the Lenormand can add. I love that deck. I really do.
It's very pretty. I like it.
Oh, look at that. Oh. Well, let's not mess it up. Oh my gosh. I know. You've got double stars here.
Double vision.
That's gotta be
And
good.
I pulled the moon. So you have the moon and the stars.
You know, and it's really ironic to me too, Merwin, because again, I could look at this two different ways. Because the moon can be about romance, but the moon can also be about employment. And the stars are just about hope and inspiration and not giving up. And so I feel here that there's just a double dose of things, you know, things are going to start
turning
shifting
in your
and
favor.
changing.
Yeah.
And a moon kind of lines up with that Knight of Cups there
Yeah.
as well. And of course the stars goes along with the stars.
Well, the thing about moons is that dogs usually bark at them too. So there you go.
Hey, I don't know, you know, if you're feeling it or not, but this reading is very, very positive.
We wanted to give you hope.
Well, yeah, we didn't even have to have a happy hour to give you hope. So that's what we have for you, Merwin. I just think this looks really, really positive.
I would say that it really looks like just something just happening that maybe it's not a synergy like you realize something about it when it happens. It's just maybe it's more expected good fortune.
And you know what? I almost think here too, it's really interesting to me because with that moon and star combo in the Lenormand there, you know, the moon in the tarot is all about intuition and psychic stuff, and the stars has this kind of universal quality obviously about them. And so I almost feel like too, maybe this is saying, you know, look at this situation here. The universe really does have your back.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's a saying in our cosmology, wink, wink, the
Wink,
goddess never gives us a burden harder than we can bear. So
that's what we have for you. Bravo!
yay!
Good
We
luck,
certainly
Merlin.
hope so.
So Nellie, you are up and you wanted a divine message.
All right.
And then there's Laura, Divine You, and Acel. Gosh, I'm always happy to give good news.
I
Woo.
sure hope so. Yep.
Wow, and that would talk about your synchronicities, getting that stars.
I know. I like when that happens between the two. Even
Yep.
though they don't always exactly correlate, the
No.
tower and one, the tower and the other, not exactly the same. Not really. Though sometimes I resonate them together. So we already have the idea.
We do. It was a divine message
for herself.
Specifically for Sonali, yeah.
Alrighty. So I'm going to use the Tarot of the Ages again. Excuse me.
Got it?
Mm-hmm.
have a small amount of space here for shuffling.
That's why I gave you the small deck.
Yes, and it's a small deck, which helps too. All right.
All right, so Nellie. So we have the Three of Cups. Whoops. Let's get that showing. Three of Cups. Upright. Queen of Coins. Upright.
It's come up a couple times today.
Yes. And the Two of Cups upright.
Wow, Sonelli, what's going on here?
Well, you
Divine
have a
message.
You have a divine message. I think it's saying that something beautiful, ceremonial, harmonious, trusting. It could be love, but maybe it could just be about really resonating to a higher love, a love of the world, or a love of humanity, or a part of humanity. And I think Spirit is saying trust in people and in goodwill, that maybe there are things that have been depressing you in recent times, and maybe you're not feeling where happiness is coming from. But I think this card is saying happiness can come to you again. That's the Three of Cups, and you may have to build towards it. That's the Queen of Coins. But I think you should just have trust and faith with those you care about the most, who maybe are your partners.
I feel like this is a time of real either nurturing coming to you, or you nurturing others, you supporting others. There's a real harmony here, between that Two and that Three of Cups. There's a harmony that's going to be growing with others or people around you. And I feel it's all very, very positive. There's a balance. There could be, some relationship that deepens, and a marriage is possible here as well. There's something very, very positive here. But since this is a message from Spirit, I like what Mr. O said about the possibility of this indicating a higher feeling of love for humanity, or like I said, for those around you, and that you're getting a lot of harmony and support and balance from that. It's all very, very positive and growthful. That Queen of Pentacles is just, willing to give as well as receive, in equal measure.
Spirit wants you to embrace the world, or your world, in love, peace, harmony.
That's a beautiful combination. And I do think this involves more than maybe just one person. So like I said, if it's not about a marriage or a gathering, or your own marriage perhaps, this is about something very, very harmonious. I don't know if you're thinking, if Spirit is saying it's time to, join a group or organization and give back in some ways, I don't know. But there's obviously clear advantages and love involved with working with others right now at this time.
All right. Your turn.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Glad you're keeping up. You don't know?
I don't know. Therefore, it was meant to be.
Uh-oh.
Coffin, anchor.
Okay, so if you feel that things have been going nowhere lately, that you've kind of been stuck in place, because often the anchor card can also mean that, an anchor keeps a boat moored, when it's down, and you can't go anywhere. So if you feel like things have not been moving for you, that's coming to an end. I think it's time to pull up the anchor and set course for joy and happy and brighter times, as indicated by the 3 cards we pulled for you.
Right, so it may very well be that actually the practical events are what really will cause that phase of your life to be considered ending, and for you to move forward towards this more spiritual view of you embracing the world, or finding a different set of functions to perform to bring peace, or understanding, and there's a word I'm looking for. It's value, but I guess what makes you feel important to others, your role that makes you feel important to others, that's where you're moving towards. All right.
That's what we have for you, Sonali. Good luck with that.
So I guess it's Laura?
Laura, you are up. And after Laura's Divine You and Sel.
So Laura mentioned a technical problem earlier. I don't know if they're still watching or not, but let's give them a moment.
Yeah, I don't know if they wrote a message.
They mentioned a little while ago that they were still here. There it is. It's not too far back.
Yeah.
So Laura H., if you're here, it's your turn now.
And then Divine You and a Sel.
All right. And we're moving into our last half hour. My, the time goes by when you're having a good time, as we say.
Well, we have a lot of people to read for.
We did. We actually got through our list, didn't we? For the most
Yeah,
part.
we've got just the three left. I'll type it in and see what's going on. If I can. There we go. Laura may have had to abandon ship.
There they
you
are.
go.
Hi, Laura.
Okay.
Okay. We'll be happy to do that question.
Do you mind if I use my mermaid?
Yes, I think you should use the mermaid.
My mermaid. as
Your
opposed to
mermaid.
yours. So how do you want to do it?
Let's start with a yes or no, and then if it's
Okay.
too ambiguous or weird or something, or if we feel we need more, we'll go with it.
Okay. Sounds like you are the man with the plan, Mr. O.
Indeed. So yes, expect the look of the show to change a little bit. We want to try to get the windows for the camera bigger so that you see more of us, but still find a way to balance some of the other information we want to have there. So my son is probably going to help us redesign all that. Oh, I mean my monster.
Either way.
Appreciate him taking time out of his busy day to help us out with some concerns.
Well, we'll get there. We will.
Okay, Laura. I guess
Did you
can
hear
go.
that?
No,
He whined.
he did.
He did. He went.
You be the counter.
I will. And look what I got first, an ace.
All right.
Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords upright. We have the Ace of Cups upright. And we have the Ace of Wands reversed.
So
But
it's
all that
kinda like-
says to me is that's a big yes.
It's kind of like a BAM, and my feeling is you probably already knew this, but you wanted us to corroborate it for you. So it looks like a yes, but I think we should just do one more additional reading just to pick up some other things about
some
it.
vibes, yeah.
Yeah,
Boy,
some
that
vibes.
was quick, too.
That was quick.
Yeah.
Usually it doesn't happen that quick. So usually the quicker the three aces happen, the more likely it's really yes, and maybe it's got yes with, some pace to it. So if you're looking for that, that's, I guess, good. If you're not looking for the attention,
just be aware that that might be an intention. All right. Yeah, that was a pretty definitive yes. We don't get that all the time.
No, we don't.
You dropping my cards?
I drop them constantly today.
Ah.
Indeed.
Aw.
And I just dropped them again. Oh my
for
goodness.
crying out loud. You're getting me worried.
I'm getting me worried too. I'm wondering what this is about, Laura. Is it too hot to handle? No, I don't mean that, of course. I see.
Okay, well then that's a good thing.
As long as we don't find out that they're really a serial murderer in
Oh,
disguise.
jeez. Oh,
no, no.
jeez. There he goes again. All right, let's see what we've got here. Okay, well we have the Seven of Swords upright.
The Seven of Swords.
Oh my! And look what's back. The Ace of Wands this time
This
is
time
upright.
they have uprighted themselves. The Ace of Wands.
And speaking of wands, Casey, look at this. Two of them. The Knight of Wands upright. So,
They have a fiery energy for sure. Maybe they're a fire
Absolutely.
sign. I don't know. The Seven of Swords tells me they have some real cleverness about them. Maybe they're interested in science kind of things, so they maybe are a realist. They believe in the value of mathematics or science or logic or something like that. It could also mean too that maybe they have a little bit of a dark, not a dark side, but maybe an unknown side. Like maybe they have some secrets that are not necessarily bad secrets, but maybe things you might not necessarily guess. Or maybe they're also maybe a little bit concerned about the underdog in a way.
I could agree with all of that, but I'm wondering too, though, if the Seven of Swords isn't indicating that for some reason, do you feel like they're kind of keeping it under wraps right now, or they're being coy about their feelings? I just, bam, I don't know why that popped into my thoughts here, because everything else looks so positive. It looks like the Knight of Swords indicates, or I'm sorry, the Knight of Wands indicates to me that this person really wants to get things going, don't you think? And that Ace of Wands together there.
You know, I knew a couple mechanics in my own family, and they had other things about them that maybe I said, oh, they don't know this. But then on the other hand, it was like, they know that. I mean, mechanics is really like science, so yeah.
Yeah, I feel that
Precision.
there's positive focus here on starting a relationship. That Ace of Wands is the beginning of something growthful, and often can be, either a relationship, a job, or something. The Knight of Wands is definitely somebody who could be in pursuit of romance.
It's definitely got a compelling edge to it. And the thing is that they would be somebody who promotes good feelings. They don't feel, even though I said, oh, maybe there's a secret about them, this sort of belies that in a way. This sort of says, this is a person who is trustworthy. I wouldn't say they're the salt of the earth, but they just sort of kind of come across as heroic, semi-heroic.
So they may be playing, how should I say this? They may be playing their cards close to their chest right now, not giving as much away, but they're very interested, I think, in pursuing a relationship. Is it your turn again?
I don't know.
I don't either.
But I'm always interested in these things. So, way cool, Laura. Aw, I think I got something really good.
Oh,
I
now
hope
the pressure's
you better
on.
know. The pressure's on, Banshee.
You should see when we draw our cards of the day. We feel pressure if we don't draw a good card. It's like, oh no, not another bad card. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Oh my, I'm getting the vapors. We have the house and the man, the gentleman. So,
Draw your own conclusions.
draw your own conclusions.
I
But
feel this is somebody that you will feel very comfortable with. You know, this is somebody who you feel right at home with. Let's
a
put it
gentleman's
that way.
coming to call.
And also, there are those possible indications here that this could become something serious.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, despite our being silly here, or me, it really has the hallmarks of something really strong. The adventure is in finding out how compatible you really are with each other, of course. So we wish you good luck with that.
Yeah, you got to keep us posted.
That's what we see the message providing here.
Wow, interesting, Laura. Good luck with that. Hey, Divine You still here? It's your turn. And then a cell. And we'll call it a day.
A whole bunch of viewers just came back in.
Did they?
Well, we were down to 3 or 4, and now
Oh.
we're back up to 7. So
All right,
that's
well,
kind of
Divine
interesting.
You, if you are here, you are up. And then a cell.
Alrighty. Well, let's see. Some people just like to watch,
I know.
Good luck, Laura. That's right. You're welcome. We like a good love story. We like a good outcome for people.
Well, now, it's just the card reading. We're hoping it translates to that.
Yeah.
It's just like with Angel Mary. I'm certainly hoping we're right about her getting good news.
And Kellyo.
Oh, of course. That goes without saying.
Divine Universe.
Okay, Divine You, we'll have to move on.
Let's give them one more moment or two. After all, it's only them in a cell, right?
That is correct. Hey, Estelle, are you here? Just so we know.
And just for everyone else, of course, we do handle material matter questions, things about finance and business over on Banshee's Material Matter Show, which is on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Likewise, on Fridays at 7, I do the Outlook on the Emotional Exchanges, which does work more towards the idea of the measures of the heart, so to speak. So check those out.
Okay, Estelle is here.
Go ahead,
Estelle,
Estelle.
why don't you go ahead with your question, and we'll take Divine You after.
If they in fact come back, but I bet they will. So, Estelle, go ahead with your question. And good to see you again. I know you came in a few times and then we didn't quite get there, so sorry about that, but let's see what's going on. And I have our stream schedule posted if people want to come back next time. La la.
Now my cat is snoring.
We put him to sleep. Is that what you're saying?
I think so. Cam. I just woke him. Lay down. There.
Bring it down lower.
Hmm?
I just thought you would lower the camera so you could see him better.
Oh. Like that? Oh my goodness. Extreme close up.
All right, we have a question from Estelle.
Okay. Coming towards you. Job opportunities in the next 2 to 3 months.
Is this mine?
I
think it is, right?
Yes, it is. We used my mermaid one.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to Nefertari for that.
Right.
What job opportunities are coming towards you in the next couple of months? All right. All right, Estelle.
He's back asleep again. It is a lazy Sunday. I feel like napping after the show.
I feel like eating. I'm
Well,
hungry.
you know, now that you mention eating, it's not a bad idea. Take care of that.
I will.
Oh, you got that just in time.
Well, hopefully.
All right. Get that over here for you. Let's
Okay,
see
so
we
what
have.
opportunities are coming in the next couple months for your jobs? And there's a Knight of Pentacles. And then there's also a Temperance, the major arcana of Temperance. And then finally we have the Hanged Man. And all these cards are upright, so their energies are generally more positive. Knight of Pentacles, Temperance, and Hanged Man.
Oh, goodness. So, Knight of Pentacles, to me, Asal, indicates that job opportunities will probably be coming your way.
Or you are moving towards them.
But the Hanged Man and Temperance.
Suggests that you may have to make some changes of some sort.
You may have to make some sacrifices, you know. You may have to, in order to just make things work out. I don't know that it means necessarily sacrificing things like, salary or benefits. I think it's talking about something else, like maybe will you have to move for the job? Or will you have to make some other accommodations, work some hours, that you didn't plan on working, a different kind of schedule?
Could these pertain to the type of opportunities? Could we see something that shows the type of opportunities? Because that was the question they were asking. Like, if the Hanged Man, I'm not sure what I would see with a job or employment thing there. But with Temperance, it might be somebody maybe who has some sort of decision-making opportunity, or maybe they're a counselor. I'm not sure
Right,
what
I
you
would
really...
look at Temperance more as counselor or guidance. But I don't know. Why don't you pull the bottom card and let me see if I get anything from the bottom card.
And it's the Knight of Wands reversed.
Well, it's the Knight of Wands reversed. So, I'm not seeing anything there.
Right. I don't know that these speak to exactly what type. It just more or less says that some things may be coming towards you. That's what we see with that. But they may involve, changes you'll have to consider.
Sacrifices, but also with the Hanged Man upright, is kind of indicating to me that maybe, besides the idea of sacrifice, you may have to change your perspective on the type of jobs you're willing to, assume. In other words, maybe you're going to have to expand your perspective and throw more things into the mix, when you're applying for jobs. Maybe go a little bit outside of your comfort zone and try for jobs that maybe are a little bit different.
In a way, I sort of see that with Temperance too.
Yeah.
That's sort of metering or balancing your goals with maybe other parts of yourself in terms of deciding what you can do or what you would like to do and how that happens.
Yeah, so I don't know. Let's look at the Lenormand and see if that gives any other clues here. But I really think basically it's not telling us what, But it might be saying, I feel with that pentacle there, though, that was
The Knight of Pentacles.
Yeah, that some opportunities are definitely coming your way, Asel.
Well, maybe the Lenormand will give us a little bit more of a physical idea of that.
Maybe.
I did say maybe.
Oh,
You got it, eh?
not necessarily.
Oh, I
It's
dropped
a little vague again.
the fox and the clover, which is luck.
Luck and timing. It's really interesting, Asel. Through luck and timing, you will be employed again. I feel there is an opportunity coming. The fox is about a place of employment or an employee. So I feel you will be working again, and it's a matter of, I don't know, maybe just happening on the right opportunity at the right time. So my advice to you is to keep your eyes open. Keep all options open. Expand your search, because something is out there and something is going to click for you.
Here's why I think it could be the luck of the clover, because I believe that reverse Knight of Wands, the intuition I get from that, not necessarily what the card could mean, is that maybe you might get an offer because the first person passes on the offer. In other words, you may be a second choice for a position, and because the first person didn't do it, you luckily get it. I just sort of feeling that as an intuition. You'll have to tell me if that's what ends up working out when it does. But I just sort of feel that in some way maybe you get a position that you didn't expect because maybe you thought somebody else was going to get it or something else. Maybe you didn't think you were qualified, but somehow it does come to you is what I think it's happening.
So again, as far as possible ideas for what this could be, I know we talked about counseling. One thing else came to mind when it came to the Hanged Man. Don't you think the Hanged Man kind of leaves you with a sense of public service in some capacity?
It does. I was actually thinking like it was, somebody that maybe works with a court and does certain things for a court.
Or just public service capacity where you're working with the public in some way. I don't know, that's a possibility too, Asel. I'm just throwing that out there.
But regardless, I'd say that you're probably right. Maybe within a couple of months, something is coming towards you, and it probably is an opportunity you can take, and that you may find that it will change some things about yourself, but I think it's mostly going to be a good experience, and you'll feel that there's some gratitude there, some luck. Maybe, you won out over somebody you didn't expect to, that kind of thing.
Hey, wishing you good luck with that, Asel. It looks very positive to me. So
Thank
I'm
you,
hoping
Asel.
it's true. All right. So Divine You, one final call for Divine You. And we'll see if they've returned. Otherwise, we will call it a day. And yeah, KC, there were some really good readings today overall, Few bumps in the road.
Oh, darn it. I was really hoping for scorpionic stuff today. I wanted people to wail and gnash their teeth.
Jeez.
Yes.
You don't mean that, Mr. O.
It's always darkest before the end. No, I don't mean that. However...
Sure, Doc. Oh, Divine You may not be here, though. We're going to try again. You're welcome, Asel.
I think I like to have a little bit of drama about being, a scary Scorpio, but most people know I'm a pushover.
Yeah, big tough Scorpio him.
Good luck, Asel. And it seems like almost every stream now, somebody who believes that they're the righteous avenger of whatever shows up towards the end and says a bunch of stuff, and then I just hit the button that makes them go away. That's as scorpionic as I get lately.
Well, that's why I leave it to you, but I think I can do it now too. In
It's
similar
possible.
fashion.
If you have those little dots show up, then you can.
Yeah.
So I guess Divine wasn't able to get back to us, But sometimes Divine drops us a question on a Messenger, and that's okay with us too. So we'll look for that later and see if maybe that happened. And I don't know, I guess I'll just run through our programming again. We did have the modality reading not very long ago, about 10 or 11 days. So that's an interesting reading if you're interested in other aspects of astrology as they mix with tarot. But don't forget, once again, to watch Banshee's show, watch my show, watch my other show, Goth Tarot. And of course, we will be back
with
on
another
happy hour, but we
which
don't
we
know
haven't
when.
decided
But we don't
yet
know
to tell
when.
you
But we don't
today.
know
We're
when.
sorry. We're still working out the bugs because there's different things that have come up. Mr. O has to visit his mom. His mom has been having a couple issues of late, so keep his mom in your thoughts. We don't know how serious, maybe nothing, but she's had a fall and she's had some atrial fibrillation of late, so she's being checked out for all of that.
She's 87.
Yeah, she's 87 and still kicking. So.
And we have not seen her since November 2019. I call her every other week or so, or more often if I can, and I miss her dearly. But
he's
we're
going to
hanging in
spend
there.
the night there, though, so I think I'm going to let him go. I'm not ready to do overnighters yet because of my meds and different things I have to do. But I will go with him on the next visit up there when we make it a day trip.
Well, with our schedule, it's mostly been hard to spend much more time there. It's about a 3.5 to 4 hour drive. And so we have mostly tried to do it as a one-day thing. There's various things going on.
Weather was against us, too,
Right.
with some of this.
But it's not exactly the best place for us to stay longer than a day. And I'm cheap. I don't want to rent a hotel room all the time, although there's a nice one in town. So we kind of try to squeeze in as much as we can when we do get up there.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, it's been great spending the afternoon with you all.
Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Casey. And we'll do this again next week. Same time, same place, and Thursday night as well. Thursday's the actual anniversary of our first live stream. Thursday evening show. So if you can't join us, we'll know you're there in spirit.
But you can always watch that show.
We are going to be doing a special video. We're not sure
A retrospective of
if
the
it
last
will
year.
come out that day or not. It depends on timing again.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you.
Thanks, Laura.
Appreciate that from everyone.
And so stay tuned for maybe a fun month. Maybe there'll be a giveaway this month as well. You never know. All right. Take care. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.